All right, guys, welcome. Thank you so much for popping on to our Leaders Retreat recap. I know from experience that when you miss an event, there's no way we could convey what it's like to be at the event. I missed convention this year because this one was born just like a week or so after. So I couldn't go, and I just know that I missed out, and I was craving hearing everything that everybody learned and experienced. And so we'll do this recap, but of course, obviously, it can't compare to being there. And so we want you guys to get the good info that we got, but we also want you guys to dream and plan for being there next year. And we actually have a big retreat coming up in February called Ruby Retreat. That's our team's big retreat. So if you haven't thought about that for a while, if you haven't, set a goal to be there, we want you to be there. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be small, and it's going to be just great information and bonding together. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and kind of give you the highlights of Leaders Retreat, and we're going to have different leaders share. So first up is Sarah McCarty, and she's going to share a few things from what she gained from some of the speakers at Leaders Retreat.
Oops, hey. Okay. Can you hear me? I can't hear you, so hold on.
Yes, okay. We can hear you good, Sarah.
Okay, I'm going to turn up the volume just a little bit. Am I frozen? I'm good. Okay, all right, I'll just go. All right, I was going to do it in my phones, and then I realized my notes were on my phone, so can't do both at once. So hi, all right. So yes, Janelle is so right. I'm going to talk about the One Plexus Award winners tonight, and I can just tell you that they were just so amazing in person, telling their own stories, and I'm not even going to be able to convey the excitement and how wonderful it was to hear them. But I'm just going to tell you a little bit about each of them. Actually, one of them is Amy Kosmalski, and she was actually, if you have your summer product catalog, she's on the last page. And then Coach, the other One Plexus Award winner for this year, he is on the last page of the brand new fall catalog. So if you don't know who they are, you can actually take a look at them. So these two people, they've been with Plexus. Plexus started last year the award, the One Plexus Award, and so they were honored because they have done action in their communities and for what they believe in, and the spirit of One Plexus. So Amy, I'm going to tell you what she talked about. Amy has a child with Down syndrome. She's all of a sudden I forgot her name. Kayla, how could I forget Kayla? And Kayla was there at Leaders Retreat, and she, if you haven't seen her before, she's just a wonderful little girl. She actually went up on stage. She's very, very inspiring. So, I'm sorry, I lost my notes for Amy. Okay. So what Amy, what she's done, that she has a daughter, Kayla, with Down syndrome, and they've done a number of things. One of them is they've joined with other families and created a foundation in their community with other families that have Down syndrome kids, and they're just trying to make their community a better place for these children and adults. So Amy wanted to talk about empowering your mindset for belief, and empower was the theme of the Leaders Retreat. And so as part of her foundation, they're trying to make their community a better place. And what she wanted to stress to other people, everyone that's listening and everyone that she comes in contact with, is that we all say, if I had more time or more money, I would do this. And she says, no, you need to find your purpose today. Find your passion today. Don't wait, because these are just excuses, which actually we're reading this book right now, The Secret Code of Success, and that's exactly what it's saying in that book too. It's like, don't wait. Don't say, when I do this, when I have more time, when I have money. It's not going to happen today. Decide what your passion is today. And when they had their baby, when they found out that Kayla had Down syndrome, they felt powerless and angry. And they decided that through that anger and that powerless, you need to become empowered and find your purpose. And they've done that. They've created the foundation, and they've actually passed 4 laws. One of them is Kayla's Law, that allows people with disabilities to actually save money. They could only save before $2,000. And then if they were on Medicaid, they weren't allowed to have any other money. And that wasn't fair to people with disabilities, so they had this law passed. They've actually, and some other laws, but that one was Kayla's Law. They actually met, that was under Obama, and they actually met Joe Biden. Very, very cool. So anyways, what they talk about is to have passion and find a way to change your world. Every one of us, through acts of kindness, are making, you can make a huge impact. And she quoted, like Alex Clark always says, if you're blessed, be a blessing. And she's just saying that is like her mantra. We just can't sit back and hope for change. We need to be the action. Be empowered and empower others. And then they're not powerless. You're not powerless. And you can accept your circumstances, whatever they are, and make a change. So it was really, really, it was moving. It was just a really great, great speech that she gave. Okay, the other person, Ronnie Coach Cuevas, and you haven't heard about him before. He is our first male diamond. He was one of the first ambassadors. He and his wife, Patty. So he was a coach for 35 years in Gulfport, Mississippi. He's a high school football coach. He had to retire actually due to health issues that got better with Plexus once his wife came home with this little pink drink. This was in September 2009. His health has gotten better, and he's, like I said, he's a diamond. You can see his diamond documentary. He's a great guy. So he talked about five things. Vision. You need to have a vision. And at first, when they started, when the very slim in 2009, they had to trust Charles and Alec and Plexus Corporate for that vision until they could catch that vision, because it was so new. But once they caught the vision, they just took off from there. And it's very important to have a vision and have passion about what you're doing, and have confidence in yourself and about your business when you're talking to people. So find, again, here's passion and empowerment. We're talking about the same thing. Have a belief in your products and the company. Since that September of 2009, Coach Ronnie has taken Slim 2,949 days and counting without missing. He hasn't missed a day of Slim. So that's pretty amazing. That's really cool. And then he talked about goals. He writes down his goals. He's a firm believer in writing, as a coach. They have a plan to get to those goals. He writes his goals down. He has a timeline for his goals. And he said if you go in his bathroom, you can actually look at his bathroom mirror, and his current goals with timelines are written there on his mirror. So that was really, really cool. If you can imagine, he's all these years since 2009, he's still doing this. He's saying, and that was his last thing, is never quit. As a coach, they're really, keep going, keep going, keep going. And one of the really cool things is he showed us this clip from the movie Facing the Giants. And I had just heard about this clip again from this book we were reading, The Secret Code of Success. It's called The Death Crawl. It's this scene. You can find it on YouTube. And I had never heard it before. Now I know it's, one of those things I'm probably going to hear it 5 more times in the next 3 months, because that's just the way it goes. But it's the death crawl. So basically, football player, you put a guy on your back. So his name is Brock, and the guy who puts on his back is Jeremy, and you crawl across the football field on your hands and your feet without putting your knees down. and the coach blindfolds him. And so he wants him, oh yeah, I can probably do 30 yards, he says. And the coach gets down right in his face, and Brock has this gun on his back, and they're going across, and you can watch the whole clip. And the coach is with him, and he's going, don't quit, keep going, keep going. And of course, Brock's going, I can't go, I can't, and it says, keep going, keep going. So I don't want to, spoil the ending for you, but anyways, go watch that clip. It's really cool. Winners don't quit, and quitters. Oh, I messed it up. Totally messed up the last. How does it go? Let me look up. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. So there you go. Go Plexus. It was a great, great opportunity. You guys need to go to Leaders Retreat next year. And before then, you need to go convention, because it is just full of this really inspiring thing after thing after thing. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Sarah. Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate, Sarah talked about, Amy Kosmolsky talked about being empowered. And I know for some of us, maybe being, a gold or a ruby or an emerald is not that inspiring. I know for me it was inspiring because I knew what it meant for my family. But think about what really motivates your heart. And for Amy, through Plexus, through their finances and through their influence, they've been able to change the lives of thousands and thousands of people with disabilities. And so, maybe money doesn't really motivate you. Maybe the products don't really motivate you. What does motivate you, and how can Plexus help you achieve those dreams that are in your heart? So with that, I'm going to pass it to Erica. Erica's going to share some of Alec Clark's top 10 tips for us as leaders.
Hey everyone, my name is Erica Thomas, and I am a Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus. So I'm going to talk to you about Alec Clark's top 10 tips to be happy, centered, and successful. This is actually probably one of my most favorite things from Leaders Retreat for a couple different reasons. Number one, because I love it when Alec Clark speaks, because he just resonates with me. He is so genuine and humble and down to earth. And he is one of the reasons that I love our company so much, because I just feel like he embodies what it means to be one Plexus. But I also really like these tips because I feel like they're applicable to our lives, like in general, not just with our Plexus business. I think this is something that we can take to heart for everything that we do. So grab a pencil or a pen and take some notes on this, because it's really, really good. Okay, so his number one tip, so there's 10 of them. Number one is to not make exceptions to your standards. Never make exceptions to your standards. Don't compromise who you are. Don't compromise your integrity. Don't compromise the standards that you set for yourself in order to please other people. Always be true to who you are and do not make those exceptions. I think this is really important because a lot of times some people, everybody's done it. You'll be like, well, okay, I guess I can do this, but really your heart is telling you, don't do it. Don't do it, Erica. Stay true to yourself. And so this is a really awesome tip, I think, because if you stay true to yourself, then you're always going to follow the right path. So do not make those exceptions. Number two, I really like number two because it's super easy. Everyone can do it. Smile. Smile more. And he actually challenged us to smile at people. I think Jamie was sitting next to me. Was it 5 people? Smile at 5 new people every day. And Jamie and I looked at each other and we were like, oh, totally easy, because we smile at everybody. But smiling at people is a good way to be happy, because smiling is contagious. If you smile at somebody, they're going to smile back at you most likely, unless they're going to look at you like you're crazy. But for the most part, they'll smile back at you. And then smiling just makes you happy. So smile more. Number 3 was be disciplined. And this is something that I really have to take to heart. And I'm sure a lot of people out there can relate. But being disciplined is something that will help you be successful, because it will keep you accountable. It'll keep you honest to yourself. So Alec gave the example of his wife, who he's been married to for like forever, and how from the day they got married, every single night, she has been so disciplined that she writes in her journal. And like, I mean, I don't think I've ever been disciplined enough to do anything to that extreme, like for that long a period of time. But it's a really good practice to find something and be disciplined with it. So especially in our businesses, to be disciplined in our IPA, to be disciplined in reaching out to people, to be disciplined in our routines that we have to make sure that our businesses are successful. And like I said, you can apply this to any part of your life. You can apply it to your own health journey, being disciplined with your Plexus products, being disciplined with your fitness regimen, being disciplined in your relationship building in your personal life, for your parenting, or whatever it may be. But that is very important in order to be successful. Number 4 is an oldie but a goodie: live the golden rule. We all know that we want to be treated with respect, and we should treat others and do unto others the way we would have them treat us. And I think this is a really good practice in business, because we want to provide really good customer service to our Plexus customers. And we would, provide the same service to people that you would want provided to yourself, and help your teammates the way you would want others to help you. And like I said, in your personal relationships, treat other people the same way you would want to be treated. It's the same thing I told my students today. If you want people to be kind to you and respect you, you need to show the same behavior, right? So it goes, this is something that we can carry on into our businesses as much as into our personal lives. Number 5, this is a really good one. Don't complain. It's so easy for us to be complainers, and it's kind of a slippery slope, I think, because you can start out with the best intentions, and then, you'll slip in a little like, ugh, I can't believe this happened, or, oh my gosh, shipping took 1 day longer, or, oh, did you hear what this person was saying? And then other people will piggyback, because it's totally toxic. And I feel like that attitude of complaining and that negativity that people carry around with them, it rubs off on people, and then you're creating this really toxic culture around yourself. And remember, like attract likes, your vibe attracts your tribe. And so if you're a complainer, you're going to attract other people who are like-minded and they're also complainers, and you're going to be in this really gross, toxic bubble, and you need to pop that bubble and get out. So instead of complaining, try to think of things that you're grateful for. So make it a point to choose to not complain. Like, set a goal for yourself. Like, today, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to zip my lip if I feel like I'm going to complain about something. And instead of complaining about it, try to turn it into something positive that you can be thankful for. So instead of I'm late, I'm running late to work today. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful that I have a job that I get to go to. Something like that. And this, again, works for every aspect of your life. Number 6 is keep learning. I love this because I think that everybody should be a lifelong learner. No matter where you are in your life, no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, keep learning. So if it's for your Plexus business, keep learning about our products, learn about the company, participate in some personal development, keep learning how to be a leader, learn how to create personal relationships with people, be a student of life. And you can apply this to your, if you have a job outside of Plexus, or your parenting, or your relationship with your spouse, or whatever it may be. Keep learning, always keep improving yourself, and never stop. Never stop. There is no limit to how much you can learn and how much greatness you can achieve if you are a lifelong learner. Number 7 was look up. And this can be taken 2 ways, both of which I really like. Number 1, obviously, is to look up to, whatever, I don't know if everybody's a Christian, but if you are, look up to God or whatever universal being you believe in and inspires you. I think that's a really good one. I know not everyone in Plexus is a Christian, but look up and find something to hold on to. Have faith that there is someone looking down, helping you out, and that there is a reason for where you are in life and what you're doing and who you're helping. And another one is look up to the people who have done this before you. we have really amazing leaders on this team. Janelle is phenomenal. Sarah, who already spoke, is a really great leader. Stephanie Murray is an incredible leader, and the list goes on and on. There are so many people that will help you if you just look to them for help and reach out, because this is a business where we have built this on relationships and helping one another and believing that we are one team and that your success is everybody's success. So that's a really good tip. Number 8, this one's really hard for me. Set goals and write them down. And this, I think, is hard for a lot of people, which is why I like to keep hearing people repeat this to me, because it kind of reinforces that I need to do it. But setting goals is scary, because there's the chance that you're not going to achieve those goals. And if you're the type of person who does not like failure, then that's going to be really hard for you. And especially if you write them down and you tell somebody about it and you proclaim it, and then it doesn't happen, it hurts. Like, it really hurts. But it's really good to set those goals and write them down, because if you don't set goals and write them down and have a timeline, then those goals probably won't come to fruition. It's more of a dream or a hope that something's going to happen. But if you write them down and make it concrete, then you know that you have something that you're working towards, and set a deadline for yourself. Goals have a deadline. You know, don't make it some indefinite, like, oh, one day I'm going to do this. Set a goal and work towards it. And it's okay. I've had to learn this the hard way, but it's okay to not meet your goals. It is okay, because every time you set a goal and you push forward, you've made it farther than you were before. So set those goals, write them down, tell somebody so they can keep you accountable, and don't beat yourself up if you don't meet your goals, because know that it's a journey and you're working towards your goals, and that's what matters. The special ed teacher in me came out. Could you hear that? You're working towards your goals. The next one is be humble. That's really important. I think even as a parent, I teach my kids about humility all the time. This goes back, I think, to, like attracts like. You want to attract people who are humble, who see that this is more than just about themselves. You don't want everything to be me, 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 and I'm so awesome, because this is a business that's built on helping others. And if you are so centered on yourself and what you are doing and what your accomplishments are, that you become blindsided and you lose focus, your business will suffer, and your personal relationships even outside of Plexus will suffer, because we really should use this opportunity that we have to pour into others, to inspire others, to help other people grow in their own leadership skill sets, to help other people become healthier. So remember that this business is not about you. Be humble. Even when you've, reached really big accomplishments, be humble, and know that there are people that are watching you, and they're going to see how you react to things, and you want to draw people to you in a way that makes them feel like connected to you, And number 10, serve others. I think this is really important, because a lot of times people get lost. You get so wrapped up in what you're doing. It goes back to being humble. You forget about other people. It happens to everybody. We get so wrapped up in our own lives that we forget there are other people out there that we should be serving. We should be serving our teammates. We should be serving our customers. We should be serving our relationships outside of Plexus. And not just because they could potentially join us one day, but because that's what good friends do. That's what people who have really good positive relationships with others do. And if you are blessed, be a blessing. That's what Alec Clark always says. And I love that he says that, because we have been really blessed with this business. And so we should give back to others. We should show people that this is something huge. It's phenomenal. And serving others in whatever capacity comes to you is okay. But remember that there's this whole world out there, and it is our job to pour into people and be kind and reach out to others and let people know that this is a one Plexus team, and there's more to this than just ourselves. So those were Alex tips. I hope I interpreted them correctly. That's what I took away from it. But that was one of my favorite things from Leaders Retreat. And I'm so grateful that I got to be a part of my fourth Leaders Retreat and that I got to hear him speak these words, because like I said, they really resonated with me. It's something that I am taking to heart, and I am planning on using these tips with my business and outside of my Plexus business. So I really am thankful to Janelle for giving me the opportunity to share with you guys, and I hope that you all get as much from this training as we can pour into you tonight. So thanks, Janelle.
Thank you, Erica. Thank you so much. Hey guys, I am so thankful for all the leaders on this team, and we really wanted you guys to hear from a variety of leaders. People that have gone 4 times, like Erica and myself, people that it was their very first time going to Leaders Retreat. So on our team, we had people from silver all the way up to diamond that went to Leaders Retreat. So we want to inspire you that it doesn't matter your rank. If you're willing to work hard and set your goals like Erica was talking about, you can make it happen. So we're going to transition into just some tips from John Maxwell, you guys. We got to hear from John Maxwell. Like, with Plexus, I think we have such an incredible company. They bring in top, incredible, amazing speakers, world-renowned speakers, and John Maxwell is definitely one of my very, very favorites that I've ever gotten to hear. And you know, he talks, his whole thing is leadership. His whole life has been devoted to leadership, developing leaders, and training leaders. And I'm going to turn it over to Sarah in a minute, Sarah Middleton in a minute, but he talked about the law of the lid. And if you're in Plexus, if you're going to get to any sort of rank, you're going to be leading people. And he talked a lot about the law of the lid is essentially that if you're on a scale from 1 to 10, if you're kind of a 6 in your leadership, your team will only attract up to level 5 leaders. So your team is only going to go as far as you will go yourself. And so the cool thing is that you can always grow as a leader. Just because you're a 5 right now doesn't mean you'll always be a 5 type of leader. You can grow to be a 10. And as you grow to a 10, you will attract people up to a level 9. So, you know, your leadership really determines your influence over people. It determines the quality of your team, and your organization will never surpass you as a leader. So continue to grow in your leadership and personal development. We have a book club going on right now. If you haven't picked it up, that doesn't mean that you can't still pick it up and learn from it. That's why we do these things, because we know that we need to grow as leaders. And another thing he said is that leaders grow daily, not in one day. Most people overestimate the event and underestimate the process. So in my life, I can look at how God has grown me as a leader. And if I take one event and kind of put a magnifying glass on it, it's not really fair, because I'm overestimating what that event means in my life and underestimating the whole process. You know, he said you can't make Pop-Tart leaders. It's not a microwave process. It's really like a crock pot, taking the time to develop your leadership skills. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Sarah Middleton, and she's going to talk about the 5 levels of leadership that John Maxwell shared with us.
Yeah, can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, okay. Okay, so Janelle said I'm going to talk about the 5 levels of leadership. So so the first level is position, and the key word for position is right. So these types of leaders only follow you because they have to. They have no one else in that field. They have no one else they know they're doing what we're doing, so that's why they're following us. Am I lagging? Janelle, you have a strong shade.
It's super hard. It's like scratchy to hear you. I'm not sure if it's like your connection or where you're sitting.
Try my phone. Is it better? Worse?
It's a little better, but it just like cuts in and out. We probably should have tested it. Sorry, guys. Want to make sure you can hear her because this stuff is so good. So she's going to pop on as soon as she's back on her phone. And then we have a couple of exciting announcements. Okay. Hello?
Is that better?
Yeah, so much better. Okay.
Okay, cool. I my phone. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the 5 levels of leadership, and number 1 is position. The keyword for that is right. So these leaders are only following you because they have to. They have nobody else in that field to follow, so that's why they're choosing to follow you, because they're interested in what you're doing and they want to see where you're going with it. These people, John Maxwell explained it like they tend to not give a lot of effort. So what I thought in my head was, if I have somebody that wants to do like a 3-way call with me, I'm only going to pour into that person if they're willing to give back to me and pour back into what we're like seeding and growing. So a way that you could do that in your business is do a 3-way call with them and then make that person accountable. Make sure they are following up with the person that you did the 3-way call with. Make sure that they're instructing that potential the right way to order their products and things like that, and make sure, just hold them accountable pretty much. Number 2 was permission. And the keyword for that was relationships. So once people are following you because they have to, now they're going to start following you because they want to. So after they have found you, they're going to start building a relationship with you. These people, so he talked about listen, observing, and serving. So they listen well. Like these types of, like this is your second level of the kind of leader that you are. How Janelle was talking about the law of the lid. This is like leader level number 2. So these people listen well, and they are going to find the people to lead the people. So you have to find them first and then lead them. You can't lead nobody if you don't have anybody. They are gonna, so you're gonna find them, teach them, and then those people are going to observe well. And then he said something, I'm trying to remember exactly how he said it. Somebody else might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but he said that behavior determines the success, not their words. So it goes back to the old saying of actions speak louder than words. It's as simple as that, guys. If people are doing a lot of talking, then if they're not doing the actions to follow through, then they're not going to be successful. They're not going to be a successful leader. He said too, and I was actually going to ask you, Janelle, to elaborate on this if you wanted to, but he said that leadership is servanthood, not perkhood. So we don't lead for the perks. We lead because we are serving, and we're serving those around us and serving those for the passion that we have for helping others and changing their lives with the products that we have. Number 3 is production, and the keyword for that was results. This one was people will follow you because of what you have done for the organization. So if you're not producing, think of it like this. If the Green Bay Packers are a winning organization every year and they're going to the Super Bowl, everyone in the NFL is going to want to be a Green Bay Packer, not an LA Ram who's losing. Well, they're not losing this year, but you guys get what I'm saying. If you're not producing, people aren't going to want to be on your team. They're not going to want to follow you. So this is where he talked about working on our brands. And if you guys are doing the Team Legacy boot camps, which I hope you are, I talked about branding on that. So this is where you want to work on your brand. Focus on your Facebook page or your Instagram page or whatever your brand is mostly on, and make sure that it's not all like throwing up Plexus in people's face, and make sure it's not like just everything personal life. Do alternating Plexus post, personal post, Plexus post, personal, and make sure that it's a well-balanced brand and it's not 100% Plexus in your face all the time, because that's not why people are your friend on Facebook. Try to find some like jewels that you guys really look up to and follow them on Facebook. Pay attention to their posts. Pay attention to how they post, because they post smart and they post well. So get ideas from them and notice how they keep a good balance on their page. Number 4 is people development, and the keyword for that was reproduction. And here people are going to follow you because of what you have done for them. While we were sitting at Leaders Retreat, I texted Stephanie Murray and I said that to me, she was a leader, a level 4 to me, because of what she has done for me and my family and my personal health journey and things like that. So I'm following her now, and I still follow her because of what she's done for me, because she's changed my life. So I told her that she was a level 4. They become a better person because of what you have done for them. he also said that this level of leader, they recruit well. They know what they are looking for, and that's who they're recruiting. They know what characteristics that a leader, I guess, what characteristics are made up of a leader. And they recruit them, and they know the profile. So he kind of said to like make a profile of what you're looking for and what you're looking for in a leader, and then go through that list of people in your head and think, okay, this person contains this characteristic, and this characteristic, and then go after them. Tell them, hey, you're on my chicken list, but you're also on my dream list, so I want you on my team. So do you want to do this with me? And see what they say. Number 5 was pinnacle, and the keyword for that was respect. People follow you because of who you are and what you represent. And our team page is our team's name is Team Legacy. So we all want to leave it behind, a great legacy for our family, for our kids, everything. So to me, legacy is a huge word, and I know it's a huge word to our leaders, Janelle and Steph and Sarah too. So remember that it's in our name, who we are and what we represent. And we are one Plexus, and we're sharing these products because we have passion for helping people and changing their health. And I was thinking about like somebody in Plexus who is a level 5, who's a pinnacle leader. And Sarah Marble was the one that came to mind because she's very true to who she is, and she didn't have a like get rich quick luck. She didn't jump to diamond in 6 months. It took her time to get where she is, and she's a staple leader in the company, and everyone looks up to her. I still look up to her. So I think that thinking of different people along the journey of ways of people that you follow is interesting to look at the way that what level leader they are. And like I said, I think of Steph as my level 4 leader because I follow her because of what she's done for me. And those are the 5 levels. So just to recap really quick, it was position, permission, production, people development, and pinnacle. So those are the 5 levels of leadership. And I can't wait for next year because I know you guys are all going to be there because you're on this call tonight. So thank you, Janelle.
Thanks, Sarah, for recapping that for us. I'm going to hand it over to Jamie Mahoney. So we're kind of winding down from the meat, the exciting leadership stuff, to our big announcements. And I know you guys have probably seen a lot of them, but we want to give you just more info. So Jamie Mahoney is actually really cool because she's in school to be a health coach. So she can kind of share about our new product, X Factor Kids. So go ahead, Jamie.
All right. Hey guys, I'm Jamie Mahoney, and I am a gold ambassador with Plexus, and I am super grateful that I am able to share with you guys tonight because this is totally out of my comfort zone. And when Janelle asked us to share about certain topics, I did not want to do this because it's scary having to share about something new. And I figured, you know what the heck? You guys are all like my peers. We're all a team. And I just know that I have a lot to share with you guys and give you the tools so you guys can share effectively too. So I know most of the people on the call have kids. I see kids in the actual screens. Hi, kids. And I know as ourselves, we're very concerned about our overall health. We try to eat right, we try to stay exercise, drink our water, take our products, yada, yada. And a lot of times we try to do the same for our kids, but our kids are picky. I mean, my kids could live on pasta, on pizza. They just tend to gravitate towards the unhealthier food. And me as a mom of 2, I have a 5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. I am currently in school as a health coach, and I have a natural passion for health in general and making healthier choices. And even though my kids love pastas and ice cream and, all the junk food that we give our kids and we don't give ourselves, I try to sneak in healthy ingredients. Like when I cook eggs, I throw in tofu and I put in spinach. Like I really try to sneak in healthier stuff, but there's no way that we can give all the nutritional needs that our kids need. And so I'm very excited about the new X Factor Kids. They have the X Factor Chewable, which was for all the family. And Reese, my oldest, I'd give it to her and she would just take it because I gave it to her. She'd kind of take her time with it, and I still have a whole nother bottle that's not open, and I'm like, oh no, we'll eventually get to it. So I was super excited about this one, and I was hoping that she would like the taste. And they gave us a sample at Leaders Retreat, and she loved it. I did a Facebook Live on my page, and her reaction says it all. Like, she got all excited because of I don't even know what flavor it is. Maybe citrusy. I'm not really sure. But what the sad part is, like 13% of parents make sure that they eat that their kids eat fruits and vegetables. Only 13% of parents. That is crazy, you guys. And so this is not something that's going to replace nutrition. So I want to stress that. I really want you guys to encourage to feed your kids healthy and nutritious meals. This is a supplement. So really encourage eating your fruits and your vegetables, drinking water for your kids, just like with us. But this is just to help bridge the gap. And X Factor Kids stands out because it's not only a multivitamin with 13 essential vitamins and minerals, but it's also a probiotic. So guys, this is huge. So a lot of times we're concerned about our gut health as using the products of Plexus. And now here we can transfer over that same desire to help our kids' gut health. And gut health, if you don't know about it, Plexus is a health and wellness company and a happy company, and we focus on the gut health, which is the root of a lot of our health conditions. And so kids getting sick often around germs, like this is great that they have combined those two with a multivitamin and a probiotic. So I challenge you guys to, I want to show you there is options in our back office on shareables. But I really want to encourage you guys, don't share those particularly, because those are impersonal. I really want you guys to order these for your kids, have them try it, and be real. Don't be an ad on Facebook. I really want you guys to maybe say, hey, like I'm feeding my kid and something healthy or something like that, but I'm also bridging the gap with these X Factor Plus or kids with that include a probiotic. So I really want to encourage you guys, be authentic, be real, and try to stay away from graphics, but go in your back office under tools and then go under shareables, and you'll find some great things to share with people behind the scenes versus on your Facebook page. But this is something that's in your back office right here. If you guys see this, it shows you all the things that are in the X Factor Kids. It has vitamin D3, which is bone health. It supports brain function. It has the probiotic. There's no sugar, you guys. This is incredible. It's vegetarian. It's non-GMO. It has the 8 essential B vitamins. It helps immune health. It's sugar-free, no artificial colors or flavors, and it's free of common allergens. Yeah. So like soy, nuts, peanut, all those things. And so if you guys see right here, they're all checked off. That's what the X Factor Kids offer. And then you can see these are other vitamins, and there's only a few things here and there that the other vitamins have. So I went to Costco the other day and I checked out the gummies in the back of them. And I mean, some of them are okay, but they do contain sugar, or they're not going to provide you with the multivitamin and the probiotic, which is huge for our kids. So I just want to encourage you guys, please, please, please order the X Factor Kids if you have kids. Start getting your kids taking the multivitamins so that they can start receiving the benefits that you are in the probiotic and the X Factor. This does not contain the aloe, but it's still an excellent probiotic. And what I want to encourage you guys to help build your PV and to reach out with people, think of your friends that have kids who are not ordering from you. And I want you, they gave us this brochure at convention or Leaders Retreat, and it contained a sample, but it gave us some ideas for personal messages. So I'm just going to read a couple of them just to give you guys an idea of how you can reach out to people and share with them and maybe start up a relationship or a connection so that they can possibly order, because everybody wants their kids to be healthy. And why not start with X Factor Kids, okay? So here's just one idea. It says, I know you're always looking for great products for your kids, so I had to share this one. It's called X Factor Kids, and it's an incredible 2-in-1 supplement that gives kids essential vitamins for nutrition and probiotic to support gut health. And just by messaging someone that has kids, that could start maybe just talking back and forth and possibly receiving an order from them. And then it also gives you like what you could say in, like, if they say this and you say that. So if you're interested in any of that, you guys can personally message. I know we're trying to be respectful of your time, but just think of of the people you know who have kids, and reach out to them and say, hey, I'm super excited about this new kids probiotic by Plexus, and it has a prebiotic, and I just know your kids are gonna love it. But can I send you more info? And then you can go in the back office under shareables. There's a X Factor video. So there's different ways. So I'm very excited about this product because all of our kids need it as a supplement. Like I said, it's not going to replace, but just to kind of bridge the gap. So I think that's about it. And you can always go in your back office, read the ingredients, ask the frequently asked questions. But this is definitely a good thing that the company has revised in our products. Thanks, Janelle.
Thanks, Jamie. Yes, I just want to reiterate, you guys, this is huge. Like, if you were to compare a quality vitamin plus a quality probiotic, cost-wise, you're saying hi to everybody? That's Auntie Jamie. Honestly, it is like the best deal that they can get. And so many people, okay, shh, Missy's saying hi, everyone. She's throwing me off. So many moms will spend money on their kids and not spend a dime on themselves. So let's help moms give the very best to their kids. And then when they're convinced that this is awesome for their kids, then maybe they'll consider taking care of themselves too. So like Jamie said, if you go into your back office, click on tools and shareables. Baby, you're like right by the mic. Click on shareables. You guys, there's a ton of information in there. Beautiful brochures, tons of statistics. If you're ever like, I don't know what to post, like Jamie was saying, 13% of families are making sure kids are getting vegetables and fruits every day. Sophia, shh. And so just that statistic with a picture of your kid, that's a perfect post to talk about X Factor Kids. So anyways, obviously I'm melting down over here, so I'm going to hand it over to Sarah Beld. She's going to go over a couple of exciting announcements. We're wrapping up, I promise, but she's just going to share some bullets of exciting things that Plexus announced while we were at Leaders Retreat.
All right, I was like, that took too long. I'm suffering a really bad cold, so the night cold is kicking in, and I think we wanted to end this at 8, so I'll knock this out in 9 minutes. So, Lexi app, they did some revisions. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people said she talked a lot. She needed to calm it down. So they're going to do that. So they listened to all of us, and they're going to be releasing new versions of the Lexi track. They're going to be slimmer and more effective, they said. So fewer messages, but it's not going to take away any of the essential resources and reminders that the ambassadors and the customers need. She just kind of like winded it down a little bit. So how did they refine it? The triplex track, they cut the number of messages by more than half. So if you guys haven't been using the app, then you don't know what I'm talking about. If you have been using the app, she sent so many messages. And when I personally first started it, people were like, hey, you gotta stop. Like, you're sending me too much in one day. So knowing that they're still getting the information they need, but it's not bugging them, because that's the last thing we want to do. When Lexi was just trying to make sure they were doing what they were supposed to do and helping us out, but it was a little much. So the triplex, they cut it by more than half of all the messages. The slim, if they were just taking the slim track, they cut the number of messages almost in half. The road to silver, they did a sprint track. So that track cut the the number of messages by a third. And the run track, they cut the number of messages by another third. And they're going to be releasing a new walk track. So those new ambassadors who kind of want to take a more relaxed approach about getting into the business, this would be the route for them. So again, it's not taking any information away. But when we first started, they did the sprint, run, and now we're going to be doing the walk track. So to recap real quick, the sprint, that's a lesson and activity every weekday for 1 month. The run will cover the same material as the sprint, but it does it in 2 months, so 2 to 3 lessons per week. And the walk will be 2 months, and you only get 1 lesson per week. So you think about the person that you just signed up and joined and talk to them about what they're looking for. So if they're like, oh, I want a fast start gold, well, you're not going to put them on the walk track. You're like, well, hustle, girl, you're going to be going on the sprint. So it's a really good improvement of the app, because that was something that I personally felt like they just needed to fix, because that wasn't who I was. But then again, I talked to someone else, and they're like, oh, I love that she talks so much. They were kind of bummed that she wasn't going to be talking so much. So can't please everybody, but the company's doing what they heard the most of and did what they thought was best. So next thing, like the drum roll goes right now, our back office will be, the new back office will be released November 4th. November 4th, the new back office will get released. So if you guys were at convention, if you were at convention, we got to see a preview of it. It was so nice. It was so easy to flow. But the number one thing I loved to hear, it was mobile first. It was designed to be logged into on your phone. So many of us, we use our phone. Right now I'm using my phone because I don't even know where my laptop's at, to be honest. So that's what I'm using. You need to have it mobile first. A lot of websites are mobile first. Ours right now, the way it looks on the computer isn't how it's going to look on the phone. So then you're going, oh, wait, are you on your phone or are you on your computer? Okay, hold on. Let me tell you what to do now. This will be so much easier. So it's all going to be consistent. It's so easy. And I heard from, I want to say Steph, that they really went and asked like people to go look for a product. It was like a third party thing, I think she said, Janelle. And they had people like go onto our website who've never been there to order a certain product. And they were able to do it. And it was like easy breezy. That's why it didn't get released in summer, because they wanted this to be correct. If you were with us through the first storm and they switched the back office, it was intense. There was some issues, but they all got resolved. The first storm. Yeah, Kathy. So they're trying to do it right, and they're going to make it right the first time. So patience. And if anything does come up, always stay positive, like Erica said, and no complaining. Because if you put it out there, it's just going to like feed. So if you need to complain to your sideline sister. Do not complain down to your ambassadors, or you can complain up to your sponsor. Sarah Middleton hears my complaints all day, and she's the only person. So back office, November 4th. Lexi will be revised. So if you canceled her, try her again and see how she does. You can rehire her. Next thing, Super Saturday. So Stephanie posted while we were there on the Team Legacy page, and it has the little graphic of the 12 cities it is coming to. It will be Saturday, January 6th. So this is like the first event of the year, and it was my first event, I believe. So yeah, first event that I went to, and it was amazing. My mom actually sat and talked to Sarah Marvel's mom in the bathroom like forever. And she's like, I met this nicest lady. And then she got up on stage. She was like, that was a girl in the bathroom with me. I was like, Mom, it's Sarah Marvel's mom. And they were talking about having Sarah's. So it was a really cool event to go to. And that was the first time that everybody who was on my team, we all went to dinner. So take this as like the first event, and it's so important to go to build your guys' business and to put passion into your heart, because in between events you can slowly kind of get dragged away, and you're kind of like, God, am I like a crazy person? Because nobody out work gets what I do. And then when you're around these people, you're like, oh yeah, this is what I do. And then you go, yeah, this is it. It's $20, guys. It's an investment into your business. Like $20 is not even like a half tank gas. Like, come on. And we make it a day. Every time I've gone, we've always met up for lunch or dinner after, and it was fun. We make it fun. Last year, my mom and I went into Disneyland, and bought, all these churros for the team because we had, like, we make it a day. And make it a day with your team. Like, it was so nice to see Janelle and Stephanie because that, when we first started, they were just faces on Facebook, and they're people we looked up to. And then it was like they were Mickey Mouse. We really got to hug them and take a picture with them. So, and you're surrounded by people who are like-minded, and it just helps build passion for you and for those team members that really need it. So, if you guys experienced last Super Saturday, it sold out like that. I was in a conference, had no service. By the time I got into my boss's car, we got on the freeway, I opened it up, I'm like, oh, Super Saturday. It didn't work. I called Stephanie and I'm like, hey, it's not working. She goes, no, girl, it's sold out. It was like 4 hours. It was insane. So luckily I was able to go as somebody else, and that was a blessing. But this time I'm like telling my girls, no, when you see that email, go. If you're not going to be with Wi-Fi, tell me your ambassador ID and this, and I will register you to go. But if you can't go, they're going to live stream it, but really, really try to go. If you guys kind of are in our area in Southern California, it's going to be in Anaheim. And that one filled up so quick last year, so quick. It was insane. So when you see that email, register. But it's pretty much it. Super Saturday, January 6th. There's 12 cities, and the little map with all the cities are in Team Legacy. Look for that picture. Back office, November 4th, and then give Lexi another shot. And that's it.
Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, so the cool thing is that Super Saturday is only in 12 cities. So Southern California have no excuse because Anaheim is not that far. However, those of you that are super far, I'm talking not like an hour far, like hours and hours, like states away, they're going to live stream it. So I'm really excited for our teams that are far away from a city. You'll be able to live stream. So I don't know, we've never done that before. So more info on that to come. Another announcement they said is that Canada is open. So this is kind of confusing because Canada has been open-ish for a while. So what does that mean? They have said that at Plexus, they want to make sure when they open up a country, so Plexus is supporting a country, they want to have adequate staff to support the dreams and visions of the ambassadors of that country. And that's kind of why we're not global just yet. We want to make sure we're doing it right in the United States, and then we can move on to another country. So we've been in Canada for a while. Basically, people could be ambassadors. They couldn't really sell products. I don't really know all the ins and outs of it, but I do know we are now officially making our mark in Canada. So that means that we'll have adequate staff. I'm guessing that there's going to be a distribution center there. So more info on that to come. So be thinking of people that you know in Canada, or people that you know that know people in Canada, or Facebook groups that have Canadians in it. This is a huge, huge opportunity. I'm kind of closing out, and I just wanted to share two last things. It's so hard to share really what we experienced at Leaders Retreat. And you guys, the cool thing about Leaders Retreat is it's so much fun. Like, I mean, we played at Disneyland. We're going to Halloween parties, and Plexus, if you've been around Plexus at all, you know they know how to party. I'm talking like the best food, the best entertainments, just being able to hang out with your people, like hanging out with these people on this call, and just having fun, because I don't get to see hardly anybody, really. I'm here, with Spit Up, changing diapers. And so just to be able to get away and hang out with our team is so much fun. So plan to be at every single Plexus event that there is, and you get to dress like a pirate, or you get to dress like a man if you're Terry. Just saying, she looks like a scary man. But seriously, every Plexus event is so much fun. I'm thankful for the leaders on this team. And you guys, if you have not been planning to go to Ruby Retreat, if you've kind of been like, oh, that's out of my reach, or oh, I don't know if I'm going to go, I want to challenge you, no matter what rank you're at, to make a plan to get to Ruby Retreat. You still have time to qualify. Qualifications go through January, and Ruby Retreat is in February. So I'm excited to hang with you guys, because Ruby Retreat will be smaller. We'll be able to have a lot of quality time together. So thank you guys for popping on. I know that you guys are leaders. You guys are committed to your business because you're on this call and you wanted to know what we got out of Leaders Retreat. So thank you to all the leaders that shared. Thank you to all of you guys for popping on. We love you all, and have a good night.